Well, unfortunately, oh yes, if you can see just the head of the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, unfortunately, a lot of times you'll find throughout most of the year that the bridge is covered with fog off the ocean. But this time of the year, it's called the Indian summer, is the warmest time of the year in the city, and usually there's a clear, unobstructed view of the Golden Gate Bridge for the most part, but occasionally the fog will come back in, and because the fog is in today, you won't be able to see most of the Golden Gate Bridge. But yeah, I can see some of it at a distance, at least the head portion of it, even though some of it is covered with fog. The views are better of the Golden Gate Bridge when you're at a higher peak within the hills of the city, provided that there's no unobstructed view of the buildings or of trees. So now we're approaching the 2200 block of 19th Street. The cross street is Vermont. And as I mentioned previously, Potrero Hill, the number one hidden gem in the city, in Potrero Hill, as well as the top hidden gem in the city, is the 20th and Vermont Crooked Street. It is the longest crooked street in the city. The longest crooked street in the city is not Lombard Street. It's at 20th and Vermont. It's one block up from where we're at 19th and Vermont. And I'll put a link in the description as I showcased the 20th and Vermont Crooked Street in phase one of Potrero Hill. Meanwhile, let's continue our journey going westbound on 19th Street. So here's yet another waste disposal as well as a mail drop box at your convenience. The city wants to do everything it can to keep the city clean, so whenever there's an opportunity for you to dispose of waste, please feel free to dispose it in a garbage can at the corner of 19th and Vermont, to be exact, 701 Vermont Street. Now, those of you that are interested in purchasing real estate or home here in Potrero Hill, check out Soft Bays International Realty. Josh Burns is your main contact. Area code 415-307-2463. Now we're approaching the 2300 block of 19th Street. The cross street is San Bruno. Now, what makes San Bruno special is you just go up another block up to actually 20th Street, and there's a garden up there. So those who are into gardening, you got to check out that garden because it offers spectacular views of the city skyline, but more so of the city hills that I showed you previously, and also Sutro Tower. And I featured the garden in my phase one film shoot at Potrero Hill. So again, check out the link in the description below about how that garden looks and the views that you can obtain by visiting the garden. Now 19th Street is going to come to an end, another dead end. However, you can, like we've shown previously, you can kind of loop around the dead end to continue 19th Street going westbound, but this is the end of Potrero Hill on 19th Street. But before we conclude the video, I want to show you what the view is going to look like at the end of the dead end street here on 19th Street. So, as you can see at the end of 19th Street in Potrero Hill, you're going to witness spectacular views of the hillside home skyline as well as Sutro Tower. You'll get a little bit better view of the Golden Gate Bridge. Try to see if I can shoot that for you as well, even though it's still covered a little bit with fog. And it's really amazing. It's a great way to conclude your journey going westbound from 3rd Street, where we began, all the way up to pretty much the dead end of 19th Street in Potrero Hill. Now, once you cross highway, we hear the cars in the background, that's Highway 101. Once you cross Highway 101, now you're going to be in the Mission District. And then 19th Street continues going westbound in the Mission District, but we'll feature the Mission District at another film shoot. Meanwhile, we're going to conclude our film shoot here in a minute. So here's another wonderful shot of what you can see from the dead-end street. Now this one, I'm showcasing the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. It's at a considerable distance. But if you see that red bridge or red arch in the background there, you might be able to see it. But it is at a considerable distance from this dead-end street. But nevertheless, another spectacular, almost panoramic view that you would find when you come to the dead end of 19th Street. And let me show you one more shot as you look more towards the south of the city within the dead end street. So this is what you see is when you're looking southbound from the dead end street, and then you're going to see more of the spectacular views of the hillside homes. Unfortunately, it is somewhat obstructed by the trees here, but when you go up to the garden, as I mentioned earlier, at San Bruno and 19th Street, no, San Bruno and 20th Street, I'm sorry, right next to the Crooked Street, you'll be able to see unobstructed views of the hillside homes, which is really extraordinary. So this is considered, let's say, south of the city, and then as I showed you earlier, the Sutro Tower is going to be westbound, and then towards the Golden Gate Bridge is northbound. Okay, so this concludes our Phase 2 film shoot at Potrero Hill. I hope you enjoyed the incredible scenic views of the San Francisco skyline, and the homes on the hills of some of the hillside skyline. I hope you enjoy the information on how to park within the neighborhood, how to park on the hills, how to navigate your way around the hills if you're driving or using a large vehicle. I hope you enjoy the information on street parking and the significance of the numbered block and how to identify your location point throughout the city. And finally, I hope you enjoyed just being able to see how wonderful Potrero Hill really is. Just one block, literally coming from east to west on 19th Street, and how you can navigate your way throughout these specific streets, especially when the street comes to a dead end. I hope you enjoy the significance of how to get around that dead end so that you can continue your journey on your targeted street, which, as I mentioned earlier, occurs throughout the city. That being the case, I hope if you liked everything and learned everything that you saw and heard, appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment with your family and friends. Don't forget to log into my website at PairRec, PAIRREC.com. And that's in view my blog, where you can learn more about the details of all the points of interest within the film shoot. And also, while you're at the website, don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, where you can learn more about discounts and promotions on rental cars, lodging, dining, shopping, wine tasting, and more. And don't forget to view my film shoots on the other spectacular points of interest throughout the Bay Area, as well as within the city. Within the city, I shot the Financial District, Phase 1 of Potrero Hill, Market Street, and then also outside the city, Napa, Wine Country, Sonoma, the Highway 1 drive from San Francisco all the way down to Monterey. And also Marin County, where I shot the San Rafael Bridge. I emphasized North San Pedro Road, another hidden gem in Marin County. I shot the Sausalito to Tiburon, which is really spectacular. You got to check that out. I'll put all links in the description so you can check them out as well. And finally, don't forget to tune in to Phase 3 as we continue our journey in Potrero Hill. We'll be going eastbound on 18th Street, all the way back out to 3rd Street. Well, that's all for now, and have a nice day. Oh, and finally, I forgot to mention one little thing. There's a new feature I need to have you should take advantage of that was issued by YouTube, where it's called chapters. And that's where, as I mentioned earlier in the film shoot, you could find a specific point of interest within the video clip by looking at the timestamps that are illustrated within the description. So in that description, I'll be identifying some of the key points that I shot throughout the film shoot. You click on any one of those timestamps and it'll take you right to that specific film clip. Now, that being the case, have a nice day. I'll see you in the next film shoot.